Hey up mate, and welcome to the first ever BritSpeak pub quiz where we're going to test your knowledge about British English. Let's get on with it, shall we? Hey up mate, nice to see you today. Hope you're having a good day. If you're new around here, my name is Dan and I'm here to help you understand British life, British culture, and of course British English. Now, if I do that correctly, my little name tag should show up and I'm pretty happy about that. So yeah, welcome to the BritSpeak pub quiz where we're going to I'm going to test your knowledge about all sorts of British English stuff. So yeah, I'm buzzing to get started today and hopefully you guys are all ready to get involved with my little pub quiz. So yeah, it's going to take me a couple of seconds to get everything set up, but I think we should be good to go if I now can get rid of my little name tag, I suppose. Maybe. There we go. I'm new to this live streaming thing, so anyway, let me share my screen with you. Here we go. So now you should be able to see my little stream thing. So the rules of today's game, quite simple. All you got to do to get involved is comment your answers in the chat. Easy. I'll ask you a question, you type your answer in the chat. Simple, yeah? Keep track of your score as well. You need to know how many you've got right, how many you've got wrong. Keep a note of it, because I'm not going to, so you need to, all right? And of course, most important rule of all, have fun. We're here for a good time. Be nice to each other in the comments. And yeah, try and enjoy it. If you're watching this afterwards, you can still take part in the chat. And if you're listening to it on the audio-only podcast, just, I don't know, do what you want to do. All right, cool. So today's quiz is actually 5 categories. The first one, British slang. Obviously, we're going to be talking about British slang. Number 2, UK idioms. We're going to be talking about some idioms. British pronunciation is going to be one of the topics. British culture and traditions, and also British pop culture. So are you guys ready? Let me know in the chat if you're feeling ready. Who we got here? We've got Tefo. Good lad. So Tefo says, hey up mate, good to see you again. I'm really buzzing for this quiz. Me too, brother, me too. Let me just very quickly move these things round, make that a bit smaller so it fits nicely in this little space that I've made here. There we go, perfect, look at that, lovely. So without further ado, are we ready for round number 1? I hope so. So round 1, slang. Here we go. Question number 1. If a British person tells you that they are knackered, what do they mean? We've got 4 possible answers. Number 1, excited. 2, exhausted. 3, confused. And 4, angry. So the way it's going to work, you're going to hear a countdown timer, and you've got to put your answers in the chat. Ready? Let's begin. So what do you think? Is it excited? Is it exhausted? Is it angry? Is it confused? You're going to have to tell me, put your answers in the chat. And bonus points if you know what this audio is from. Very famous audio in the UK. If you know what it is, I'll be impressed. We've got a few people putting them in. Vincent says exhausted. Tefo says exhausted. We've also got Victor saying B. And of course, the correct answer is exhausted. Congratulations if you got that one right. Knackered means exhausted. You're very, very tired. Maybe you've had a really long week at work and you're exhausted. I know how you feel, mate. I'm knackered too. But, you know, that's life, innit? Let's move on to number 2. Now, if a British person tells you they are chuffed to bits, how do they feel? Your possible options are They feel annoyed. They feel sad. They feel hungry. Or they feel pleased. Are you ready? Answers in the chat. Starting now. Got some answers coming in. Let me know what you think. Which one? Hungry, pleased, sad, annoyed? Tefo says it's D. Boom. And of course, the correct answer, as some of you guys have mentioned, is pleased. If a British person says that they are chuffed or chuffed to bits, they mean they're very pleased about something. For example, if your mate says, I've just got a big promotion at work. Congratulations, mate. I'm chuffed to bits for you. Really, really useful bit of British slang. Okay. So next one then. Let's look at number 3. Which of the following things is likely to happen during a chin wag? Your possible options are a fist fight, a bit of fisticuffs, eating a lot, chatting with a mate, or shaving a beard, having a quick shave. What do you think happens during a chin wag? Let's see your answers in the chat. Let's go. Got a couple coming in. C. Victor thinks it's C. Everybody seems to think it might be C. What do you reckon? Gabrielle also thinks it's C. So, of course, the correct answer, as everybody's guessed, is C, chatting with your mate. So, a chin wag is a British word that basically means a casual chat, usually with your friend. Maybe you've not seen them for a while. You get together, you have a bit of a chin wag. You know, what have you been up to, mate? How's life? That kind of stuff. Good work if you got it right. And let's move on to the next one. Question number 4. Somebody might feel jammy after winning the lottery. Sounds nice. Falling down. Not so nice. Drinking too much. Happens at this time of year. And being stuck in traffic. Which one of these things might make you feel jammy? Let's see your answers. We've got Seal or Keel says it's D. Watching from Facebook. Cheers for watching. God, I love this song. Victor and Tefo both think it's A. So Erica thinks it's C. What's the correct answer? Well, you'll be happy to know that winning the lottery is the correct answer. Jammy is a British English way of saying lucky. If somebody is very lucky, they're proper jammy, and you probably need to be pretty jammy to win the lottery. You know, if I won the lottery, what I'd do is I'd probably buy a nice house with a swimming pool. I've always wanted an house with a swimming pool. And probably I'd spend a bit of time traveling. And I'd buy my wife a dog. She wants a dog. So that's what I'd do with lottery money. So, yeah, good stuff. Last one for the slang round then. Number 5. Which of the following words doesn't mean drunk in the UK? As you might know, we've got a bunch of ways to say drunk in the UK. 3 of these words mean drunk, but one of them doesn't. Which one doesn't mean drunk? Trolleyed, hammered, wellied, or miffed. So trolleyed, hammered, wellied, or miffed. Which one doesn't mean drunk? Let's see your answers in the chat. Trolleyed, as in a trolley, or hammered, as in a hammer, or wellied, as in a welly, and miffed as in miff. What do you reckon? I don't. This one's a tough one, to be honest. If you know this one, I'll be impressed. So get your answers in. What do we think? Matar or Meta says C. So we've got some people saying C. What else do people think? Got Fabian saying D. Oh, Fabio. I remembered from last time, actually, Fabio. Victor saying D. Tefo saying D. A lot of people think it's D. And yeah, you'll be happy to know it is D. D, miffed, actually means to be annoyed about something. You're a bit angry, something's annoyed you, something has wound you up a little bit. You're feeling miffed. The other ones all mean to be drunk in the UK, which is kind of funny, innit? Basically, you can take any word, any noun, add ed on the end, and in the UK, it probably means to be drunk. For example, car park, car parked. What's another one? Gazeboed. It's all from a very famous sketch by a British comedian called Michael McIntyre. You can find it on YouTube. Just search British people drunk slang or something. It'll probably come up. Very funny. It's worth checking out. So, in that case then, put your scores in the chat. How are you doing? And also, I want to know from you guys who are watching, what is your favourite British slang word and why? Put them in the chat. We'll have a quick chat about it, but I want to see your scores. I'm just going to grab a little drink of water. Good stuff. Slang. So, I mean, obviously, you guys know I talk about slang quite a lot. And I'm interested to see what you guys think are like the best slang words and how many points you got. Some of you guys look like you did pretty well. Look like you got 5 out of 5. Let me know. What do you think? My favourite slang words. I've got a bunch of favourite slang words, but probably the most versatile slang word for me is the word bollocks. Because bollocks has about 100 different meanings depending on how you want to use it. It literally means testicles, but it can also mean something goes badly, like you stub your toe, bollocks. It can also mean somebody is talking nonsense, they're talking bollocks. If something doesn't go well and you're very disappointed, it's a kick in the bollocks. If your parents shout at you for not cleaning your room, they give you a bollocking. And yeah, there's a bunch of different ways you can use that word, so it's very versatile for me. Let's see some of these scores. Erica says 4 out of 5. Good job. Fabio, also 4 out of 5. And then Vincent says, my score was 2 words, and my favourite slang word is bloke. Bloke meaning man, basically. You know, British people, we tend to say bloke instead of man. Like, did you see that bloke over there? He was getting kicked in the bollocks. I don't know. Seal or keel, I assume it's going to be keel, actually. I'm not sure. Says apples and pears is his favourite slang word. And apples and pears is Cockney rhyming slang for stairs, you know, going up and down stairs. Yeah, I'm going up the apples and pears to Bedfordshire, to bed. Good stuff. Tefo says 5 out of 5, and knackered is his favourite slang word. Yep, I understand you, mate. I feel the same way. On the other side of the spectrum, though, Matar says 0 out of 5. Don't worry, mate. I'm here to help you out. Next time you do this quiz, you're going to get 5 out of 5, I'm pretty sure. Good stuff. So is everybody ready to move on to the next round then, yeah? So in that case, round 2. We're talking all about idioms. And now, this is not that different to slang, but idioms are more set expressions that have got a specific meaning in the UK. And there's going to be some good ones. Oh, sorry, Victor, I missed you out there. Victor got 5 out of 5, and he says his favourite slang word is knackered too. People like that word. So, nice. Right then, idioms. Question number 6. What does the idiom spill the beans mean? Your possible answers are to ruin something, to reveal a secret, to make a mess, or to share food. Answers in the chat, starting now. You know British people love beans, don't you? Especially beans on toast. But spill the beans. What does that mean? You have to put your answers in the chat. Let's talk about it. This is a good one. I don't know. What do we think? Tefo says B. Erica says C. Vincent says B. Victor says B. We've got a lot of people saying B. Erica says B. What do we think? Well, the correct answer is to reveal a secret. If a British person asks you to spill the beans, they want to know the gossip. They want to know the secrets. So, yeah, if somebody spills the beans, usually accidentally, like, oh no, I spilled the beans and told everyone that the company's going bankrupt or whatever. Yeah, something like that. So, yeah, B, to reveal a secret. Good one. Let's move on to the next one, shall we? Question number 7. If someone tells you that they are under the weather, what's wrong with them? Your possible options are they feel ill, they got wet in the rain, they're stuck outside, they can't get back inside, or they're just very, very busy. I think most of you guys might have heard this one, but let's check. Put your answers in the chat, starting now. For those of you that weren't sure, by the way, earlier I mentioned this audio. It's from a very famous British TV show called Countdown, I should say. And yeah, it's very, very famous. All British people know what this sound is, and now you do too. Let's look at your answers. We've got a few people. Matar saying B, Victor saying A, Vincent saying A, Tefo saying A. What do we reckon? Of course, the correct answer is to feel ill. If somebody is feeling ill, they're likely to tell you they're feeling a bit under the weather. Now, we're not talking serious illnesses here, you know what I mean? We're talking you've got a little bit of cold, you're feeling not 100%, you know. Usually this time of year as well, because everyone's getting like cold and flu and that kind of thing. So it's quite common for people to be feeling under the weather at this time of year, but I hope you're not feeling under the weather. I hope you're feeling good. Nice. Next one then, question number 8. Which of these idioms is used to show how easy something will be to accomplish, right? Possible answers are like father, like son, granny bashing, your mum sells Avon, and Bob's your uncle. I think everybody will get this one. But which of these expressions do British people use when something should be pretty easy to do? Let's see your answers in the chat. Avon. So Avon is, I think it's in all countries, isn't it? It's like a woman comes around to your house and sells like perfume and stuff. But yeah, your mum sells Avon. Good stuff. And granny bashing, also a very interesting expression. Got a few here. We've got Tefo saying C, Victor saying D. Okay, got Vincent saying C. Got a few people saying different things. This one's a tricky one. And I put some answers in here that might confuse you. So Erica's saying D. And the correct answer is, of course, Bob's your uncle. You know, usually we put it at the end of some instructions. You know, if you want to, I don't know, bake a cake, first of all, get some eggs, get some flour, bang it together, mix it up, put it in the oven, and Bob's your uncle. You've got a cake. I don't know anything about making cakes, to be honest. That could be right, could be wrong. I don't know. But it seems like a good thing. Your mum sells Avon is an insult. If you say that to somebody, yeah, well, your mum sells Avon. Like, that's a pretty brutal thing to say. Granny bashing is a term for physical abuse of old people, which is, I don't know, weird. And like father, like son is like a way of saying that the son will often do what the father does. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree kind of expression. Tough one, that though. That's a tough one. Next then, question number 9. Someone who is a sandwich short of a picnic is a kind person. Ah. A genius. Wow. An idiot, maybe. Or D, a very boring person. A sandwich short of a picnic. Which one of these is it? Let's see your answers in the chat. Oh, that reminds me. My Brazilian wife told me that I should do this. Apparently Brazilians all know what that means. For those of you who are listening, I gestured pointing at my watch and then pointing at my head. I don't know, but she said Brazilians are going to love it, so I thought I'd throw that in there for you. Not got any answers coming through yet, but let's see. Okay, so this one then, a little bit tricky. We've got Keel saying A, a kind person. Erica saying C. Victor saying C. And yeah, the correct answer then is, of course, an idiot. An idiot. You know, imagine a full picnic is their brain. Their brain is a sandwich short. They're missing a sandwich or two. We've got a bunch of ways to say this, but that's one of them. A few of you guys coming in. Fabio said X, but then he changed his mind to C. Makes sense. Matar says C. And a name that I can't read, unfortunately, also says C. Good work, everyone. Very nice. One more question in the idioms round. So let's have a look. Question 10. To spend a penny is a British way of saying to go shopping, to go to the toilet, to need a cash point or ATM if you prefer the American term, and ordering food. Spending a penny, is it ordering food, going to the toilet, needing an ATM cash point, or going shopping? Answers in the chat. Let's see them. Victor says B. Fast answer from Victor this time. Tefo also says B. Got Erica saying A. So what is it? To spend a penny. What does it mean? Well, the correct answer, it means to go to the toilet. Now, there's a couple of origin stories for this one. So the one that I heard is it comes from like Victorian times, right? Where in order to go to the toilet, you needed a penny to kind of lock the door behind you. And that was like the cubicle toilets. If you're a bloke and you go to the urinal, obviously you don't need to lock anything. So it was just especially for like women, when they wanted to go to the toilet, they had to use a penny to lock the door. So they say, I need to go and spend a penny, like that. Also, there was a long time ago, and I think even nowadays in certain train stations and stuff in London, you have to pay money to go to the toilet, like 20p or 50p or something like that. So it comes from something related to that. But yeah, if a British person tells you they're going to spend a penny, they mean they're going to the toilet. So maybe don't press for too many details on that one. Good stuff. So that brings us to the end of round 2. And if you enjoyed, you know, slang and idioms and that kind of thing, you should check out my British Slang Challenge. This is a course that I made a while ago that'll teach you 150, probably even more, I think it's more like 160 of the most common British expressions. And there's over 20 video lessons, all designed to help you remember and recognize these words in real situations. It also comes with a bunch of downloadable worksheets and materials to help you test and make sure that you're memorizing and keeping this information in your brain. And it's got full lifetime access for a one-time payment of $49. If you're interested in that, go to britspeak.co/British-slang-challenge and check it out. The links are in the show notes and in the description. So check it out if you're interested. I know a couple of people in the chat have seen this course before. For example, Tefo, I think, has done this one before. And Erica has seen it as well. So yeah, I'd love to have you on board and teach you some British slang and idioms on the British Slang Challenge. Nice one. Let's move on to round 3. Pronunciation. Now, I'll start by saying that pronunciation, there's in the dictionary is a British and American pronunciation, right? However, those rules don't apply fully, right? For example, I've got a Yorkshire accent and I do things a little bit differently from other people. For example, Tom from Eat, Sleep, Dream English, he's got his modern RP accent, and Stu with his estuary English, and all the different accents will pronounce things slightly differently. But we're going to kind of stick to the RP British pronunciation concept when we're doing this round, okay? So, with that in mind, let's do a bit of pronunciation practice, shall we? So, how would British people generally pronounce this word? So, the first option is advertisement. The next one, advertisement. Next one, advertisement. Or D, advertisement. So we've got 4 options: advertisement, 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 and advertisement. What do you think? Put your answer in the chat. Let's see what it is. I would also point out as well that this word is pronounced quite differently in American English to British English. It's one of those that's got a different pronunciation, so yeah. What do we think? We've got Alice from Facebook, welcome, saying B. Tefo saying B. Victor saying B. Interesting. Vincent saying B. Erica saying A. Okay, so in that case then, the correct answer is advertisement. Now, British people will often put the stress on the second sound, advertisement. Now, you may be more comfortable with the Americanized pronunciation of advertisement. Advertise, stress is on ad. Now, actually, where I'm from in Yorkshire, my pronunciation is actually closer to the American one. I would say advertisement. But generally speaking, British people will say advertisement. Good stuff if you got that right. Next one. Which word do you hear? I'm going to say a word, and you've got 4 options to choose from, okay? So the possible answers are this one, this one, this one, and this one. So heat, he, it, and hat, okay? I'm going to say the word. I'm going to cover my mouth so you can't see the shape of my mouth. But let's see. I'll say it 3 times. Heat, heat, heat. Okay, answers in the chat. What do we think? This one's a bit tricky. Some of these sound very similar. Which one did I say? Boom. Okay, we've got a few. We've got Victor saying B, Tefo saying A, Vincent saying B, Erica saying B. Got a bunch of people saying B, Alice saying B, Keel saying B. Okay, some of you guys are going to be disappointed because I didn't say he. What I actually said was heat. Heat. However, it's a bit tricky because in my natural accent, I kind of don't pronounce the T at the end of this word. Heat. It's like a little glottalized stop. Heat. 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 Not he. Heat. There's a slight difference there. Really tricky to pick up. Now, if I spoke in a more RP accent, it would be heat. Heat. And you would be able to hear it much easier. But unfortunately, my accent is weird, and the correct answer was actually A, heat. And Erica says, what? No, I know. My accent is kind of that way. And a lot of you guys probably feel a bit like, but that's life, isn't it? Sometimes these things happen. And Vincent says, lol. Yeah. So that was a bit tricky, but Tefo give me a thumbs up, so I'm pretty happy about that. Nice one, guys. Right then, let's crack on, shall we? To the next one. Question 13. Which one sounds more British, quote unquote British, right? The possible answers are banana, 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 or none of them. Which one do you think sounds more British? Let's hear it in the chat. Hopefully that were a bit easier to understand this time. And this question is brought to you by Minions, who apparently are big fans of these things. I wouldn't know. Never seen a Minions film, but you know, whatever. Okay, Erica's saying B. Victor saying B. Gilbert saying B. Tefo, B. Erica saying C sounds like a minion. It kind of does. Banana. Vincent saying A. Alice saying B. Okay. So the correct answer for British people is B. Banana. We haven't had this long nah in the middle. Americans are more likely to say banana with the short ah. We've got this ah sound that we use. And only people that say it like C is Minions or Japanese people, banana. But yeah, that's kind of the thing that you need to be aware of with British English. Sometimes we have this nah, like answer and ask. Yeah. I mean, I don't say that naturally, but some British people do. And I should also point out, the reason it's not C is that the stress is in the middle. So on na or na, right? The other ones kind of get this schwa sound. B, na, na, banana, like that. Good stuff. Okay, next one then. Question 14. Which one sounds more British? We've got another one. And this time there's only two possible answers. We've got A, vitamin, or B, vitamin. Vitamin, vitamin, which one is the most British? Put your answers in the chat. And ironically, bananas are full of vitamins and vitamins, depending on which one you want to say. So A or B, which one is the most British? And the other one is more American, by the way. So Erica's saying A, Vincent's saying A, Victor's saying A, Tefo's saying A. Everyone's saying A, which is good because the correct answer, of course, is A, vitamin. Vitamin. Americans will say vitamin. Vitamin. Because they also have that like D sound rather than a T, right? So Gilbert says definitely B. Sadly not, my friend. Definitely A. Ronald says A. Fabio also says B. Keel saying A. B is American. That's right, Fabio. And Gilbert. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. I mean, they're both right. Like, let's be honest about it. And it's not like you say to a British person, vitamin. They're going to be like, huh? What? Of course we're going to understand what you mean. But a British person is much more likely to say vitamin. Now, a lot of British people are going to say vitamin with no T in it at all, but that's something for another time, okay? But yeah, very, very cool. Vitamin. Okay, last pronunciation one, and this is a very important one. I've even got a prop for this one. Are you ready? How do you correctly pronounce this thing? I don't know if you can see this, but it's a clear plastic container full of H2O. Okay, now there are a few possible answers for this one, okay? So some people might say a bottle of water. Some people might say a bottle of water. Some people might say a buckle of water. And some people say a bottle of water. Now, what is the correct answer? We all know there's only one correct answer. Put your answers in the chat. And let's talk about it. Of course, there's only one possible correct answer for this. You've all seen the memes. You all know what it is. If you've been on my Instagram account, every post in the comments, somebody's said it. So, yeah. What is the correct pronunciation for this thing? This Tenzin sweet from Rocco. There we go. A bunch of people in the chat got the joke. Victor says it's D. Vincent says it's D. Erica says lol, D. Tefo, being the voice of reason in the room, put A. And then Keel also put D. And of course, the correct answer that everybody knows is it's called a bottle of water, mate. Now, this is a joke that has been around for a while on the internet, making fun of the British accent. And yeah, apparently we all say bottle of water, which, I mean, it's not that wrong. That's the problem. Americans use it to make fun of British people. They also make fun of us for saying things like Harry Potter or it's Tuesday, innit? And all these kind of things that British people say. Now, if you've got an RP accent, if you've got the traditional, you know, whatever you want to call it, British accent, people say, a bottle of water. Okay, cool. That's not wrong. A bottle of water is kind of American. They use the D sound. A bottle of water. A buckle of water is kind of, I don't know, sounds a bit Irish when I say it that way. It wasn't intended to be that way. I was just looking for another option. And D, a bottle of water, of course, is the correct answer. Now, that brings us to the end of round 3, the pronunciation round. So once again, put your scores in the chat. How are you doing? And what is your favourite British accent? Because like I mentioned earlier, in the UK, people assume that the British accent, the quote-unquote British accent, is how everybody speaks a little bit like the Queen. Or the King now, I suppose. But most British people don't speak that way. About 2%, 3% of the British population actually speaks with that kind of accent. And there's like 50 different accents in the UK minimum. And we all do things a little bit differently. But I'm interested to know from you guys, what is your favourite British accent and why? Like maybe you really like the Scouse accent from Liverpool, or maybe you're a big fan of the Birmingham accent because you've watched Peaky Blinders or something like that. But yeah, I also want to know what your scores are, so put them in the chat. Let's have a look. Let's have a bit of a catch-up. Erica says she's 10 out of 15. That's not bad. 66%, we're doing all right. Vincent says he likes the Scouse accent from Liverpool. From Liverpool? Purple chicken. That's my Scouse accent. I can't say anything else in my Scouse accent. I can just say purple chicken. That's boss lad. I don't know why I try and do accents. I'm really bad at them. Victor, 14 out of 15. Good work, mate. But Keel says Cockney is the favourite accent. And they got 3 right. Okay, that's probably why you liked apples and pears as your slang word earlier. Erica's saying 11 out of 15. Very cool. And of course, the correct answer for everybody's favourite accent is the Yorkshire accent. Of course it is, because that's where I'm from. So that should be your favourite accent, I think. Nice. So yeah, you guys are doing well. Got some decent scores in the chat. I hope you're having fun playing along and following along. What else we got? Tefo. It says 13 out of 15. He likes a Cockney accent like in EastEnders. EastEnders, yeah, that's a British soap opera that's been around for a while. God, Phil Mitchell is the one I'm thinking of. And Ian Beale, they're the characters I remember from that. And they say things like, oi, you slag, and things like that. But really good. Right, we've got 2 more rounds to go. And now we're moving away from English language and more towards British culture. So this should be pretty interesting. Round 4, we're talking all about traditions. So, what is Boxing Day in the UK? What is Boxing Day? Possible answers are a day for shopping. You know, you buy a lot of stuff, put it in a box. Makes sense. Moving house. You're going to need a lot of boxes if you're moving house. A bunch of boxing matches all on one day. Maybe. Or it's the day after Christmas. Put your answers in the chat. Which one of these things is Boxing Day? You have to bear with me. I've got hiccups. Like that. So if I sound a bit weird, that's why. But let's see your answers in the chat. Okay, bunch of answers. It's really funny. While the music's playing, nothing happens. And then as soon as the music finishes, I get like 6 answers all at once. But let's have a look. Victor says it's D. Erica says it's B. Vincent says it's D. Bo Grace says it's D. Erica says D. Tefo says D. Keel says D. And, of course, you're all correct. It is the day after Christmas, which ironically is today, the 26th of December, when I'm recording this. It's Boxing Day today. So, of course, you should have got that right. And as Vincent says, watching many football games on the TV. It's a day of footy games in the UK usually. And yeah, really good stuff. Let's move on to the next one. Question number 17. What happens on November 5th in the UK? November 5th, what happens? You've got 4 choices. It's Bonfire Night. It's Independence Day with Will Smith. The clocks go back. That means we change the time backwards 1 hour. Or it's the first day of school in the UK. Which of these things happens on November 5th? What do you think? And Bo Grace says, Happy Boxing Day, guys. Same to you, Bo Grace. Thank you very much. Hope you're having a relaxing day. Vincent says it's A. Bo Grace says it's A. So a lot of people are thinking Bonfire Night. Erica says A. Victor says A. Gilbert says GA, but I think they mean A. Or just GA. I'm not sure. Tefo says A. Erica says A. Of course, the correct answer. Yeah, Gilbert corrected himself. The correct answer here is A. Bonfire Night. Bonfire Night is the 5th of November. It's a celebration of somebody trying to blow up the government, you know, a long time ago with gunpowder. And we celebrate the fact that we killed somebody, I think. I don't really know what it's about, but we have fireworks and a massive fire in November, where it's usually slinging it down with rain and it's bloody freezing. Couldn't they have tried to blow up the government, I don't know, in July or August, where it's a bit warmer? Thanks a lot, Guy Fawkes. Idiot. You could have done it when it was at least a bit more sunny, so we haven't got to be cold outside watching fireworks. Good. Number 18. What do Brits usually eat on Shrove Tuesday? Shrove Tuesday, we eat something special, but what is it? Is it A, fish and chips, B, scones or scones, depending on which pronunciation you like, C, pancakes, or D, beans on toast? I told you we love beans on toast, but do we eat that on Shrove Tuesday? That's the question. Shrove Tuesday, what do we eat? Is it fish and chips? Is it scones? Is it pancakes? Is it beans on toast? Let's put it in the chat and see what you think. Bo Grace reckons it's C. Victor also reckons it's C. Erica reckons it's A. Fish and chips is a pretty good bet, to be fair. We eat that most of the time. What else we got? Anybody else got any other answers? Erica says C. Keel says D. Well, the correct answer, as Tefo has pointed out here, is in fact C. Pancakes. So, Shrove Tuesday is also known as Pancake Day in the UK. And it's something to do with Easter and Lent, where you have to use up all the stuff in your house before you fast before Easter or something like that. I don't really know why. All I know is that when I was young, we had a special day for eating pancakes, and it was pretty good. What's your favourite pancake topping, by the way? And I should also point out, British pancakes are totally different to American pancakes. For us, they're really, really thin. They're more like a crepe or a crepe, if you want to pronounce it that way. For me, my favourite topping was like either banana and Nutella, which were pretty good, or sugar with a little bit of lemon squeeze in it is also pretty good as well. Yeah, but I reckon the Nutella one's winning most of the time. It's a good topping for your pancake, that. But yeah, pancake, we have a special day just for pancakes. Wild. But yeah, lemon and sugar. Bo Grace reckons lemon and sugar's a good one. Yeah, not a bad shout. Not a bad shout. Cool. Let's move on to question 19. By the way, we've just got halfway through, I think. So good work. Question 19. Here we go. What do people chase at the annual Spring Festival on Cooper's Hill? It's a very famous UK festival, but what do people chase on this hill? Do they chase a fox? Do they chase their partners? They run after their husband or wife or whatever? Do they chase a football? Or do they chase cheese? What do you think? I think most people around the world are aware of this festival. It is weird. It's a weird festival that we have in the UK. But even in Japan, a lot of people know about it because it was featured on a really famous TV show where they were looking at all these festivals from around the world. So most Japanese people are aware of this one. But what do you reckon? Erica thinks Eurovision. What? Vincent says D. Victor says B. Erica says D. But Erica also said Eurovision, so I don't know what's going on there. Bo Grace says D. Yeah. Erica says D. Alice says C. I mean, football makes sense. British people love football, don't they? But unfortunately for Alice, the correct answer is D. Cheese. I know it's crazy. Basically, a bunch of people go up to the top of this place called Cooper's Hill. It's a very big hill. I think it's in Gloucestershire somewhere. And it's a really steep hill, you know, it's like that. And the idea is at the top, somebody throws a wheel of cheese down the hill and people run after it and chase it. There must be a sandwich short or a picnic, them lads, because it's absolutely mental. But yep, some people really like cheese. It's the best thing I can think about that. So yeah, people run after some cheese. I don't know why. British people are weird. But there we go. And question 20. What is usually served with roast beef on a British Sunday roast? So you get roast beef, but what else do you usually get? And your options are rice, which my wife would probably ask for, garlic bread, Yorkshire puddings, or cheese. Again, what do you reckon? Answers in the chat. What do you think? We've got rice, got garlic bread. If you get that reference, good for you. Yorkshire puddings from my hometown, or cheese. Like Wallace and Gromit. Ooh, more cheese, Gromit. What do you reckon? I don't know. It's a difficult one, this. Sunday roast. Very British. Boom. So we've got a few options coming in now. It's a bit of a mixed bag. We've got a B. We've got a C. We've got a D. We've got another C. Oh, this one's tough, innit? I've got a few more coming in now. C, C, C. Okay, the correct answer is, of course, a Yorkshire pudding. Yorkshire pudding is my county's gift to the world. You know, it's basically like a little bowl made out of dough. Or like, not dough, it's like a pudding mix. I can't describe it. Basically, it's delicious. Google it. A Yorkshire pudding. Yeah, usually get your Sunday roast, Yorkshire pudding, some vegetables, a bit of gravy, maybe even some mashed potato if you're lucky. And British people love a good Sunday roast. So there you go. It's important to know. But yeah, lovely stuff. The correct answer, of course, is Yorkshire puddings. Good work. And that brings us to the end of round 4. Congratulations. Good stuff. Now, if you want to improve your British English knowledge and communication skills, you can work with me in 2025 as part of my BritSpeak Success Program. This is private one-to-one lessons with me every week. You're also going to get custom designed lessons with feedback about your weakness points so we can work on them together. And I've got a very flexible schedule. So if you work shifts or something like that, you can always choose the time that suits you in the week. You can look at my schedule and choose the time that is the best fit for you. And it doesn't need to be the same time each week. So yeah, I've got spaces available for a couple of new students starting in 2025. So if you're interested in working with me to improve your communication skills, go check out britspeak.co/britspeak-success. The link is in the description, so check it out. If you've got any problems or any questions, you can send me a message afterwards and I'd be happy to answer your questions. So everybody, what scores have we got? What are we talking about? Erica says 14 out of 20. That's pretty good. Anybody else got some scores that they're keeping track of? Let me know in the chat. And also, do you know any other weird British events or festivals or something like that that maybe you'd like to experience one day? Is there some weird British thing that you'd think, oh yeah, I'd like to try that? Let me know. I'd love to know. We've got some scores coming in. Victor, 18 out of 20. That's pretty good. We've also got Tefo on 18 out of 20. You guys are killing it. Absolutely smashing this quiz. 18 out of 20. I made it, and I don't think I'd get 18 out of 20, to be honest with you. Good work. So we've got one last round. So let's get on with it, shall we? Pop culture. Now, this is all about things like music, TV shows, films, books, all that kind of stuff. So question 21. Tefo, you might be interested in the answer to this one. What is the longest running British soap opera? What is the longest running British soap opera? What soap opera has been going the longest? The possible answers are Emmerdale, EastEnders, Coronation Street, or Hollyoaks. Is it Coronation Street? Is it Hollyoaks? Emmerdale? EastEnders? You tell me. Put your answers in the chat. Which one of these British soap operas has been running the longest? Emmerdale. Used to be called Emmerdale Farm, but they changed the name, made it shorter. It's good. You've got more time to pack in more storyline because you've got less to read, you know. EastEnders, where they all spend the time in the pub. Or Coronation Street, where they all spend the time in the pub. Okay, Erica says it's C, Coronation Street. Anybody else got any thoughts about this? Is it Emmerdale, Coronation Street? Other Erica says no idea. Keel says C, he thinks it's Coronation Street as well. Tefo reckons it's B. Victor reckons it's B. Couple of EastEnders fans in the house. Well, the correct answer is actually Coronation Street. It started in the 1960s and is still on TV today. The same bloody story since 1960. There's one bloke, his character's name is Ken Barlow. And he was in the first episode in like 1960 and he's still in it today. He spent his entire life in that one story. Madness. Oh yeah, Ken Barlow from Coronation Street, affectionately referred to by a lot of people as Corrie. I've got one student, I absolutely love this student. She's called Kit, and she's part of my BritSpeak Success. And every now and then, she just wants to get together and look at a clip of Coronation Street that she'd watched this week so we can practice using some of the new words that she's picked up. She loves Corrie. She's a big Corrie fan. And usually what you'll find in England is people grow up and in their household, they either watch EastEnders on BBC or they watch Coronation Street on ITV. It's quite rare that you'll find people that watch both of them. It's usually you're either a Coronation Street family or an EastEnders family. And I grew up in a Coronation Street family, to be honest. Not that I watched it, but it were always on telly because my mum liked watching it. Good stuff. So we've got I got an interesting question here from Tefo. What accent is used in Coronation Street? Well, it's set in Manchester, so they've usually got a Manchester or a Mancunian accent. Not quite as strong as, like, Noel Gallagher or Liam Gallagher from Manchester. Not quite like that. And there's obviously a few different accents from people at different areas and stuff, but it's generally a northern Manchester kind of accent. Emmerdale is set in Yorkshire, so you get quite a bit of Yorkshire accents. EastEnders is obviously set in the East End of London. And Hollyoaks, I don't actually know, but somewhere down south. I'm not really sure where that one's from. But good stuff. Very nice. Question 22. Which British actor is known for playing Mr. Bean and Blackadder? Two very famous and very different TV shows in the UK. The possible answers are Hugh Laurie, Stephen Fry, Rick Mayall, or Rowan Atkinson. Which of these people is best known for Mr. Bean and Blackadder? Put your answers in the chat. What do you think? Absolutely brilliant actor, by the way, this person. Mr. Bean was something that I grew up watching. Absolutely loved it. In my teenage years, I started watching Blackadder. Went back and watched it. Absolutely amazing. Very, very funny. We've got some answers coming in. We've got Vincent saying it's D. Victor saying D. Tefo saying D. Erica saying D. Keel saying D. Yeah, you guys all got it. The correct answer, of course, is Rowan Atkinson. He also played, what's that thing, like James Bond, Johnny English or something it were called. Yeah, a bit weird. But Mr. Bean, bloody brilliant. And so is Blackadder. If you haven't seen Blackadder, you should go back and watch it. Very, very, very funny. Hugh Laurie was part of a comedy group with Stephen and Fry. Hugh Laurie and Stephen Fry. They were like a comedy duo. But Hugh Laurie is most famous for playing House, Dr. House, the American TV show. He's actually British. He's just pretty good at doing an American accent. Stephen Fry's been in a bunch of stuff, but he's probably most well known for a British TV show called QI, which stands for Quite Interesting. Rick Mayall, my favourite actor, my hero. Very, very funny. Was in The Young Ones and Bottom and in Drop Dead Fred. Maybe you know that film, Drop Dead Fred. And Rowan Atkinson, Mr. Bean and Blackadder. All very much worth looking at. Good stuff. Next. Victor says, Mr. Bean is super famous. I think everyone knows this. Yeah, everyone I meet knows Mr. Bean. It's like a global thing. Everybody knows Mr. Bean. Not everybody realizes it's British, but everybody knows who Mr. Bean is. Pretty famous. Question number 23. Which British football player married a member of the Spice Girls? This were big news when I were a youth. Possible answers are Wayne Rooney, David Beckham, Bobby Charlton, or Gary Lineker. Who do we think managed to bag one of the Spice Girls? Were it Wayne Rooney? Were it Bobby Charlton, Gary Lineker, David Beckham? Which one do you think it was? Let's see your answers in the chat. And also, bonus point, if you know which Spice Girl it was that he married. Vincent is saying B. He reckons it was David Beckham. Erica's also saying B for Beckham. Erica Saito saying B. Tefo B. Victor B. I think everybody knows this story. It's, of course, David Beckham is the correct answer. Good stuff. Next then, question 24. Which British musical artist is known for the song The Shape of You? It's I'm in love with the shape of you. That one. Is it A, Ed Sheeran? Is it B, Adele, the person with the weirdest accent that's the hardest to understand? C, Sam Smith? Or D, Elton John? Which one is it? Which person sung that song? What do you think? Put your answer in the chat. Is it Ed Sheeran? Is it Adele with the world's hardest accent? Is it Sam Smith? Or is it Elton John? What do we reckon? Maybe it were all of them. I don't know. Erica says Ed Sheeran. Victor says Ed Sheeran. Vincent says Ed Sheeran. And of course, we all know the correct answer was, in fact, Ed Sheeran, the little ginger, just like me, apart from he's much richer and more talented. There we go. Elton John might have sung it. Erica's laughing at Elton John. He might have sung it. I don't know. To be honest, I think I've heard the song. I never really realised who sung it. I'm not really that much into pop music, but yeah, Elton John could have sung it. He sung a lot of things, like Rocket Man. I don't know what Elton John sung. He sung that song for when it was Princess Diana's funeral, A Candle in the Wind, and he sung that song on Lion King. The Feel the Love Tonight, that one. So, yeah, there we go. Good. Now, we're on to the final question of the quiz. Question 25. Which British author made a lot of money writing about a wizard who goes to school? What do you think? The possible answers are, is it J.R.R. Tolkien? Is it C.S. Lewis? Is it Philip Pullman? Or is it J.K. Rowling, who wrote a bunch of books about a little wizard who goes to school? Who could it have possibly been? I don't think anybody will get this one right. It's too hard. Maybe it was C.S. Lewis. Maybe your memory deceives you. Who knows? Put your answers in the chat. Let's talk about it. Which British author made a lot of money writing about a wizard who goes to school? What do you think? The answers are coming in now. Victor says it's D. Vincent says it's D. I'm just waiting for a few other people to tell me they think it's D. Erica thinks it's D. Of course, the correct answer is D. J.K. Rowling. She wrote a very famous book, maybe you've heard of it, called Harry Potter, which is the correct pronunciation. And his little girlfriend called Hermione. So people are going to be so mad. Erica's put D, the racist bitch, yeah. Yeah, J.K. Rowling's got a bit of a reputation online for not being the nicest person, shall I say. Not very tolerant person. So, yeah. Oh, my cat's outside. She wants to play the quiz as well. But good stuff, everybody. Well done. So that brings us to the end of round 5. So put your scores in the chat. And I also want to hear from you guys. What is your favourite British TV show? What do you reckon? My favourite British TV show I mentioned earlier is Bottom with Rick Mail and Aid Edmondson. Absolutely bloody love it. It's amazing. But yeah, really, really good. So, Erica's 18 out of 25. Vincent says, it's been a pleasure. See you soon, mate. Hang on, Victor. We're not quite finished. It's the last part of the quiz, but it's not quite the end. So, stick around for a couple more minutes, mate. Very, very cool. So, yeah, if you've got a TV show that you recommend. Oh, I also love a TV show called Taskmaster. It's a British TV show you can watch for free on the old YouTubes. If you look on YouTube for Taskmaster, you can watch full episodes. And it's very, very funny. And great British English practice as well, because there's a lot of different accents on it. Victor 22 and Tefo 22 as well. You guys smashed it. Absolutely smashed it. Very, very cool. Nice. So, as a bit of a thank you then for getting involved today. If you haven't already, some of you guys probably have known me for a while. You might have already got this, but I want to give you my British English Starter Kit for free. Now, my British English Starter Kit is a free 5-day email course, right? Every day you get an email and there's a lesson for 5 days. And it teaches you things like British slang and how to deal with British accents and how to avoid common small talk mistakes and how to build a study schedule that works for you, and even how to use an app called Anki to remember vocabulary for longer. It's totally free. You can get it right now just by going to this link, britspeak.co/British-English-starter-kit. Put your email in. I'll send it you right now. But I must warn you that this is retiring on the 1st of January. After the 1st of January, this starter kit will not be available anymore. So if you want it and you don't already have it, make sure you visit this link before the 1st of January to put your email in, and I'll send it you right now. It is really good. It's completely free, 5-day email course that'll help you get started with British English. And that is basically everything that you're going to need to get the ball rolling. So yeah, wicked. And I think, like, we just kind of wrap up. I just wanted to say thank you so much for taking part in this quiz. I hope you enjoyed it. I'd love to know what you thought about it. So leave me a comment. If you're watching this later or you're listening to the podcast version, I want to thank you for your time. Don't forget to, let me know how you did in the comments or whatever. But yeah, it was really, really good fun. I proper enjoyed hanging out with you guys today. I hope you had a nice holiday period, and you probably won't see much of me now till the new year, but I'll be back in the new year to talk all about British English and communication skills. Thanks so much for your time today. It's been an absolute pleasure. As Erica says, ta very much. So thanks a lot for watching today, and I'll catch you in the next one. See you there.